Pensioners who face losing hundreds of pounds a year in winter fuel payments have staged a protest in Beverley.
MPs voted to cut the payments for all but the lowest income pensioners earlier this week, meaning that 10 million older people will lose out.
Well, this afternoon pensioners gathered for a demonstration organised by the Beverley and Holderness MP Graham Stewart, who said the government had shown itself as unwilling to protect pensioners. Michael Billington was there.
Well, the message from these protesters today is very clear. We say no to means testing the winter fuel payment. Essentially, they're accusing the government of turning down the thermostat for millions of pensioners. Now, Age UK predicts that in this area, Beverley and Holderness, that accounts for 21,000 people who'll be losing those payments. And protesters here today say that that means they will be facing some really difficult decisions this winter.
Well, we haven't my heating on all the time, no. Can't afford to.
Put my dressing gown on like I did the other night and just keeping the heating off basically as much as I can.
The pensioners are jumping on the bandwagon and saying, oh, poor me. A lot of pensioners aren't poor me.
Well, the Prime Minister says the impact of the cut will be softened by the fact that the state pension is going to increase by 4%, £460 in April next year. Graham Stewart is the MP for Beverley and Holderness, voted against the government's cut on Tuesday and organised this protest today. Graham, I think you'll admit we're in a fairly affluent area. What kind of impact do you think the winter fuel allowance cut is going to have here in Beverley?
Well, there are lots of people here on very low income, so I reject that idea. And it's taking £300 away from people with an income less than half the minimum wage. That's what we're talking about. At the same time, they're putting out billions and billions to give above inflation pay rises to the union paymasters.
Until now, the allowance has been open to all pensioners, so regardless of their income, even millionaires were able to claim it if they chose to do so. How could the government justify continuing to pay out in those circumstances when, in their words, they say they are facing dire public finances that they've inherited from the Conservative?
Well, I think it's a $1 and a bit billion saving on a £1,220 billion government expenditure. Imagine that, £1.50 on a £1,200 income for the month. It's small in the overall scheme of things, but their own research in 2017 suggested that nearly 4,000 people could die as a result of this policy. So none of us would like to see the money paid to millionaires. But of course, nearly all the people receiving this aren't millionaires. In fact, the vast majority of pensioners in poverty receive this, and the vast majority of them are now going to lose it.
OK, Graham Stewart, thank you very much indeed. Well, the government have told us that they are making some difficult decisions this year to fix the economy, but they say that support has to be targeted to those that need it the most. I think pensioners here today will say that there are going to be plenty more pensioners this winter who are in need than the government perhaps would allow to relieve.